Well, hello, I am Pastor Rhonda, founder of Celebrate Life Cancer Ministry, and I am back again to bring to you another cancer survivor, one who has truly made it through the journey. And today I have with me my brother, Pastor Charles Latchison.
Wow, wow. Well, good morning. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really consider it a blessing to share, to talk whenever we get an opportunity. Thank you.
Awesome. So, with no further ado, why don't we let you go ahead and get started?
Well, in terms of my story, my journey, I it was wow, that's interesting. It was about 5 years ago when I was first diagnosed with prostate cancer, and how it came about was the doctor that had been I went in for some blood work, and they had been sending me postcards about coming back in for another appointment, and I was disregarding them. I said, "Oh, I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it," and they kept sending them, and I just assumed that they were just sending junk mail. And we came in from a vacation in April of, I believe it was 2015, I believe it was. And there was a certified mail from the hospital said, you need to come in. And my wife opened it. And I'm not even sure. Yeah, I probably would have responded, but I'm not even sure if I would have if she had not opened it. And so I went in and I started taking tests. And about a month later, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And so started the whole process and meetings and consultations on what to do about it, radiation, surgery, um, what are my choices. And after two or three consultations, Carolyn and I prayed about it, and we chose surgery. And then that process starts with surgery. And we were trying to eliminate any possibilities of it returning, and surgery was the best one for us together. And so we decided, and in September of 2015, I had the surgery, and it went well. It was uh, a very interesting experience, and if you know about that, just the whole recovery process, it took me about a month, but it was well. I had a nurse. My wife was a nurse, and everything went well. And I since then recovered. Numbers were consistent all the way through up until last year. Don't know what happened. Last year, I got real sick all of a sudden. I um, nausea and just couldn't hold anything down. And thought it was just maybe summer flu 20, just flu season. I was real dehydrated. Went in for a bunch of tests, and what had happened was it it showed that my numbers went up, my PSA numbers went up, and so the cancer came back. Um, and but it was real low. It was really low. It was nowhere near what it was. And after about 3 or 4 months, the doctor suggested that I go into radiation treatment, and I had to take Lupron. Boy, that's been something. I can talk about that later. But the Lupron shot, it I had it a year ago. As a matter of fact, December 2nd, 2019, I had the shot. I started radiation in January of this year, and I had 7 weeks of radiation. And then after 7 weeks, about a month or so later, I went in for test, and I'm free and clear again. I'm free and clear again. It's dealing with that Lupron shot. That's a whole nother story. but because it puts on about 20 to 30 pounds. 20 to 30 pounds I didn't have to give during COVID with you know, sitting down a lot and eating. It just was not, it was the perfect storm. It was the perfect storm. So I'm on just really strict meal plans now, just in terms of my eating and exercising, walking regularly, and I'm zero. There's no PSA count. My testosterone numbers are coming back up. Lupron, it drops your testosterone. It just takes it all away, and so now it's slowly coming back up. It's supposed to be in my system for about 4 months, and for some reason, it's still in my system. So it's taking longer to come out. Thank the Lord for where I'm at. Thank the Lord that I'm still living, and I praise Him every day. So that's my story so far.
All right. So I see that Lupron was not your friend. And you like making friends.
It was funny. It was not a dramatic shot. It was, didn't even feel it. It was nothing, and it really didn't start. I got it in December, but I really didn't feel the effects of it until February. So even through December and January, to like, oh, I must be doing great. I intentionally started some things to try and battle it, because they tell you you're going to pick up some pounds with this medicine. And I was like, okay, okay. And I must be doing great. Got through Christmas and things are flowing. But then at once February came, whoa, I started to notice. Yeah.
So what would you say to women about how to get their husbands, their boyfriends, their father, their brother, their uncle to the doctor?
Ooh, yeah. Um, it never benefits to, ride a man about something he doesn't want to do. And realistically, especially about something he's afraid of. But whether it's a father, a sibling, a son, a spouse, whatever that window is that you two connect heart to heart, whatever that window, and quite frankly, the Lord will just open up doors for it. A way will be made for those moments. And it doesn't have to be where, you bring in the list, now that I got you, this is everything I want you to do. But you'll get a window to where you get to share your heart. And whether it be concerns or whether it be whatever you two are trying to reconcile, um, or when you're given the opportunity to make a big ask. So what would really bring me peace, would really bring me comfort, if you go to the doctor. If you go to the doctor. And whatever ways that it can be kept before him, just not to beat him over the head, but just kept before him in an appropriate manner would be helpful, because it probably takes a man, especially if he's afraid of it, it probably takes him he got to hear it about 20 times. But one of the most impactful things is for another man who he respects to say, "Man, you need to go to the doctor," and that's usually the tipping point.
Okay. So so what does a man need to kind of look for to say, maybe I do need to do this?
Mm.
Are there symptoms?
If we're going to be real, let's just be real here.
Let's
Okay.
be real.
It's interesting because I didn't know anything about it, and I was traveling a lot when I was first diagnosed. Um, yeah, when I was first diagnosed, and I was traveling a lot, and it was interesting. Never happened before. I was in meetings and conferences, and during a bathroom break. I'm in the bathroom with different, I'm the only, me and one other guy are in the bathroom. And I'm noticing, I'm like, man, that dude's having a hard time. And he's having trouble urinating. And you release, and you feel the pressure, but nothing's coming. You have to use the restroom, and it's nothing. And you're trying to, and you can hear like you're trying to push, and there's nothing, and you're noticing it's taking you longer to empty. You have to work, you have to wait, try to relax, or you have to push more to empty. That's usually a sign that that's usually because it's by then it is what they call it, it's swollen. Pardon, sorry, not the right word, but it is inflamed or swollen, and so therefore the passage of the urethra where the urine comes out is probably you know squeezed too much. So that's usually the first or main sign that you need to get checked out. Let me add one thing, because men hate this. Men even hate talking about it. It's the test. It's the test. The doctor puts on the glove, he snaps it, and he gets one of his fingers and he has to test you through your rectum. And men hate that. And it's not, so much uncomfortable, it's just awkward. It's awkward. But when you look at the trade-off, because I know one guy who died from it, because he did not want to go in, and it was too late when he decided. When you look at the trade-off, it's minimal in comparison. I thank the Lord that I'm living today. So I don't mind. I don't have a prostate anymore, but if I had, I wouldn't mind for a test. I'll get a test every year if it means that I can keep living.
So I guess you definitely have to choose life in this journey.
Definitely, and by not any means necessary, but by all means.
So what would you say to someone who is just diagnosed? They just found out their journey is beginning. What encouragement would you give to them?
um, it. I would say as as quick as you can, as easy as you can, get educated. I mean, and become a student of whatever yours is. Just get educated, and stay away from those street doctors. Those dudes, those buddies, and people who don't know. I mean, it's good to hear from someone who's gone through it, but don't spend a lot of time talking to folk who hadn't gone through it. No, don't. Stay away from them. You will be. They will cry at your funeral. Real. Don't listen to them. Get educated. Um, Talk to people who know. And what was interesting was, also while I was diagnosed, I had to do a series of men's retreats, men's conferences, and every last one of them, I met someone who just went through it. And I had a chance to sit down and just talk through, and the emotional aspects, the mental aspects of the surgery. It was a gift from God. I had about 4 men's conferences or retreats to do, and at each one, I met a man who had went through it in that year. So I would say get educated, talk to people who've gone through it, and just learn, and um, get to a place, get into a conversation where you can ask all of your questions. The ones that you cannot figure out who to ask, you get somewhere to ask those questions, and it will be a blessing for you. It will be a tremendous blessing.
So a lot of men, from my understanding, don't want to go through the journey because of the after effects.
Mm,
Are
mm,
there any stories that you have heard? It may
mm.
not be your story, but some stories that you've heard that could help somebody afterwards.
You know, yeah, it is a life change. It is a life change. I would say it's, I don't want anyone to feel challenged by this, but I would say it's better if your marriage is strong. If if you and your wife already have a healthy sense of communication, already have a healthy sex life, it helps if you already have that. Now, if you trying to be still trying to be Tarzan swinging from the trees, um, um, you're gonna have, let me stop. You're gonna have to change your costume, okay? um, you really are. But it helps to that your spouse, your partner, have healthy communication and already have a healthy sex life. If you're single, or if you may question or doubt any of those things, um, get educated. There are more options than you can imagine. There really are. Even in the most extreme, to where they have to cut the nerves as well as the prostate, there are still options, legitimate, um, quite rewarding options. Or even if there's, not all the nerves, or some of the nerves, or none, and there's is not like it was, and there's still options. So get educated. Consider all the legitimate options, not the street options, but the legitimate ones. It will be rewarding, and you will have a quality um, relational life, sex life. You really can.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Pastor Charles, I thank you so much for sharing with us today. I'm sure that there's going to be men and women being blessed by your testimony today, because as a woman, we're always there, wanting to know the questions to ask, wanting to know how to support a man that won't talk, won't tell me what's going on, because of their fear, because of their challenges, or simply because they don't understand. And so this time today will help others to know how to be a blessing and encouragement to the men in their lives.
I really hope so. And just with through Celebrate Life, I didn't have anything like this before, when I went through it the first time. And I didn't know the resources, the support. And I went to a meeting about a year ago at the Martin Luther King Jr. facility.
Charles Drew University.
I'm sorry, Charles Drew University. Thank you so much for that. Um, and the to be in a room full of people who can identify, full of people who were informed and educated and supportive. I mean, to feel those arms around you, was life changing. Was life changing. So I really thank the Lord for, and I know you didn't pay me for this, so Celebrate Life, and what happened with Charles Drew. I mean, a few things that have occurred. It has been a tremendous blessing, and I would say, tell anyone, um, helping or coming along, or inviting Charles Drew and Celebrate Life in your journey is a game changer. It's the tipping point for whether you will enjoy this. Well, yeah, I could say enjoy. Whether the journey can be fruitful or can be dreadful. It's a big difference. And that
Well,
was unsolicited. I really mean
unsolicited.
that. I really mean that.
And so, yes, that was actually at Charles Drew University, a part of the Cancer Research and Training Division under Dr. Jay Vagama's leadership. And it was a team of us, Dr. Ume and Dr. Sharon Cobb, and
Mhm.
it was just a team. In fact, Yvette Pye was hanging out with us that day
Wow.
uh, as a part of that journey. So she would be very happy to know that you shared your testimony with us today.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Amen. So, Pastor Charles, thank you so much for sharing with us. And I look forward to continue to serving you.
Please, please. I look forward to it, and I thank you for everything, and thank you for keeping me as a part of this. It's a blessing to me as well.
So I'm Pastor Rhonda, founder of Celebrate Life Cancer Ministry. If you are in the journey with cancer and you would like support, feel free to reach out to us on our website, which is celebratelifecm.org, or you can give us a call at 424-258-5433. And again, I'm Pastor Rhonda, and I look forward to serving you. Until next time.
God bless you.